Have you guys seen this? So NASA is going to buy lunar dust in the first commercial transaction on the moon. That's pretty crazy, right? So if we go into this article, I just came across this article. There's this Japanese company, Tokyo-based startup called ispace, and they've basically signed a, let's see here. They signed some deal with NASA. Here it is. So if iSpace transfers ownership of lunar resources to NASA in accordance with its plan, it's going to be the first case in the world, or universe, I guess you could say, of a commercial transaction of space resources on the moon by a private operator. I mean, I think that's actually crazy. I'm saying I mean a lot, but let's go back to the exploration days, right? Like it's one thing to think of explorers as just loving exploration and doing it for the sake of exploration, which I'm sure a lot of explorers do. But at the end of the day, back in the, in Spain or whatever was coming over to the Americas, like, what are they looking for? They're looking for resources. They're looking for, gold, whatever they're looking for. They're looking for stuff to bring back. So, like, the exploration has a point to it, a commercial endeavor, I guess you could say, to it, which is kind of like sad. It's sad that it's, I don't know. It's sad that we're going to space and it's like capitalism is the main focus of space, which is crazy to actually think that this is happening in our lifetime. It's amazing. That's why it's like you're without it, I don't think they explore space, right? Without the commercial aspect, I don't think you explore space in general. And the only thing is what they're collecting is this stuff right here. It's called lunar regolith. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but basically it's moon dust. It's literally like moon dust that they're collecting, and they're gonna collect it and bring it back and sell it to NASA. What I find crazy, it says it's somewhere over here, is they're only selling it for $5,000. Like you would think that it costs a lot of money to go to the moon, and collect moon dust and like whatever, sell it. You could probably make an NFT of moon dust and sell it for more than $5,000, but obviously, at least there's that, right? Like, it's like, yes, they're selling it. Yes, it's a commercial transaction, but it's for such a small price. But it opens the door for it. Another thing I was thinking, right? Like, if you grew up, in the same timeline I did, right? In the 80s and 90s, every single movie you've ever seen that somehow involved going to the moon and like harvesting resources. Every single one, it's number one. It's like this insane capitalist dictator guy doing it, right? This corporate greed machine. Otherwise it's where's I going with that? I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that? Otherwise it's like, it's just bad things happen. Every time you think of mining or whatever on the moon, and this is specifically what I thought. I'm gonna go over here. The Time Machine. This is like an old movie from 2002. It's actually an older book. But basically what happens in this scene here is he gets sent so far forward in time, like his time machine gets crazy, right? He goes all the way back, he goes all the way forward. He gets sent so far forward that you'll see, right? He's obviously like in a future place, and you, like, as the audience, you find out what happens. So like, check this out.
Center clears you for transport. Take it easy. Take it easy. Hey, we gotta get out of here. Wait. What?
All right, let's see. Turn that up.
The moon. Come on, move it.
Look at.
That's impossible. What happened?
What, you've been living under a rock?
Yes, I've been living under a rock. Now tell me.
The demolitions for the lunar colony screwed up the orbit, okay? The moon's breaking up, all right? Come on.
Right? The moon's breaking up because of demolitions in the lunar colony, and it throws it all out of orbit. When you look at space and how fragile everything is, how everything is just so crazy that it's great. Anyone who follows space, and I'm sure you do if you follow my channel, but you know how fragile everything is, right? When they talk about climate change, like, it's not just about what we're doing on Earth. If the Earth goes by, an asteroid that pulls it a certain way, or a different, a planet or whatever, it can shift the Earth's balance at all. That could be disastrous. So us going to the moon like crazy, and if you've ever read, I think it's Seven Eves. Is that? Let me Google that. I think it's Seven Eves. It's a book by Neil Stephenson. And it's basically about the same thing. Like, a different situation happens to the moon, but It's basically the same thing. Like, it's all about like what would happen if the moon just broke up one day. Now I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but every time I think about corporate transactions happening on the moon, I mean, you can't not think that there's just a bad end to this. I wish we could just explore, and I wish money didn't exist, but you know, who am I to say such a thing like that? I'm excited. The Artemis is launched. I mean, things are gearing up. Like, everything is going crazily fast forward to the moon. I think it's amazing. Canada has an amazing role to play. A lot of countries have an amazing role to play. It seems like here, Russia, they do not like this approach, right? They said countries should not be using domestic legalization. Make unilateral decisions about how to deal with space resources. I mean, say what you will. Is that not reasonable? This is a reasonable request. And when you actually think about it, it's like, how does a country decide themselves what the moon is worth, or like, you know what I mean? It's getting crazy. Things are getting wild. Artemis is it's getting up there. I'm excited for Artemis 2. It's the second launch, or Artemis 3, I should say, when they send people. But anyways, guys, I just thought this was very interesting. I think it opens up so many questions and just thoughts and like politics and everything. And it's actually really cool, I think, that we get to live through all this happening right now. Because you look at the Apollo age and it's so much cool stuff happened, and you know, my generation missed that. And this is the Artemis age, I guess you could call it. This is awesome. I'm really looking forward to what NASA's doing. I think this commercial thing, I mean, I'm just giving you my opinion, but obviously it's good for the exploration of space, because without it, there is no space exploration. I'm just curious to see where we go from here, guys. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, if you like this video, please like it. And give me a comment of what you think about this whole situation. Do you think the whole corporatization of the moon, or politicalization of the moon, should we be doing that? I don't know. Just all for this, all for the lunar regolith, which they're gonna, right here, they're gonna actually grow plants in this. They're growing plants in this. Anyways, please like this video if you like this stuff. Subscribe. I'll be doing way more space stuff coming up. And that's it, guys. Have a great day.